afternoon, everybody. It's been a long time, hasn't it? Webley being second in line for general everything after Dirty Harry. Webley is out on a shopping and post office run in these odd times, which you all know about, of course, so I won't go on about that. As we're going along, a bit of an update for you. This should be, well, it is a post 3,000 mile update, but we're well past that. We're 4,239 miles. I haven't been on Webley since something like the 2nd of December 2020. Maybe a week after that, something like that. So roughly she's been standing for 2 months. And would she start? No, she wouldn't. Himalayan fans will know about the fact that they drain batteries quite quickly, so after about a month to 6 weeks you'll be lucky if it'll start, if you don't have it on a trickle charge or maybe disconnect the battery. Perhaps it's the clock it runs, I don't know. You wouldn't have thought a clock would take that much out of a decent sized battery. It's the most niggly thing with the Himalayan for me, apart from actually taking the battery off, which is a pain with all the wires around the front of it and it being quite in a confined space, you might say. It's a bit tight. Anyway, I've got a Lex Tech booster pack thingy, and although it's a relatively big single, 410, 411cc, whatever it is, they it can be a bit hard to throw over, but about 3 attempts we got there, and that was from, wait for it, a battery voltage level of around about 2.5 volts. So in a way this is a bit of a godsend. I know I should have disconnected the battery, but there you go. I also took the trouble to start 2 others up, but they'll be in their own stories, series if you like, updates as and when. Webley is a dual bike. I mean, she handles fairly well for what she is, the type of bike she is, and of course the price. She can carry stuff. She does loads to the gallon. With the touring seat is comfortable. Still a bit buffety, of course, and there's a bit of breeze today, but I suppose it's because I haven't been on her for like, well, yeah, 2 months. It seems more buffety than perhaps, and because it's the first time out for a couple of months, I've got no earplugs in so I can listen for any odd noises. But she's great. Another bonus is she's got actual petrol in, so we'd have to stop for that for about another 120 mile. Not that we'll be doing that today, of course. Probably about 10, 15, something like that. But I thought I'd give you a bit of an update what's going on. So what has been going on? Well, I'm bound to have forgot something because it's been so long, but I don't know where we got to, but she's had a couple of oil leaks. Well, leaks. It's a leak, but it's more of a weep than anything else. These have got, like, you've got rocker covers, little openings, little hatches to get at the valves for the tappets. You might call them the rocker cover if you like, but if you call it a rocker top, it's like the top cover. In an old, say, Land Rover or Morris Minor, it would be a tin top with about 8 bolts and a cork gasket underneath. Well, this is looks like some sort of cast and machine top, and the little hatch is secure to that, but the gasket on these is silicone goo, which I don't think is really that good. Anyway, so it went in, I think it was twice to have it resealed, and it was weeping again. Not a massive leak, but weeping. And I think when it was going to go in for the 3rd time, I didn't bother. I said, well, could we just order a new rocker top, as we'll call it? And they said no, they come matched with the head. So for that little slight leak, I've had to have a new head, a new rocker top, and it also means another valve clearance check at 300 miles. And I think I've got about, I can't remember really, I think there's about 200 miles to go, if that. It might be more than that, but anyway, we've got a way to go yet, I think, on that. I did take a picture when I first had her back. And there's another oil leak down the left side bottom, what looks like, after much investigation and trial and error a bit with the dealer, the left side crankcase cover in the corner, almost a point really, by your left foot. It seems to be weeping there. Again, it's only a little weep. That was discussed and put through as a warranty claim when I picked her up, I think it was, in December. We're still waiting on parts, and obviously the situation is now starting to affect some parts coming in from India. So basically what we're going to have done is a new gasket on the crankcase, a new, I'd say O-ring, but it's rectangular, a new seal on the bottom oil filter, the gauze one, and a new plate on there. Then there's nothing else it can really be, unless, say, the crankcase cover's warped or damaged, I suppose, but they'll find out that when they take it off. The problem is, though, we're waiting for, I think it's one part, or one or two out of the three. So that's a bit of a pain. It's not a massive leak at all, but it shouldn't be happening. So a little poodle around to try and get some juice in the battery whilst we go shopping. And it's going to be quite a bit of a shock because I've been isolating for 5 days, which has been, well, to be honest, it ain't been much different from your normal, because you can't really go anywhere apart from things like this, isn't it? Shopping. We've depleted our stock somewhat, so we've got the panniers on, and I've got a rucksack just in case. Now I can carry quite a lot. May have said this before, but you can get fairly easily 4 loaves of bread in a pannier, in each pannier. So that gives you an idea. They're 32 litres each. We can open her up a bit now. It's a nice day. Yeah, we'll just get her into top now. I'll go a bit more than 40. She's not a flicker in the handling stake. She's a swinger, a bend swinger. I suppose largely because of the 21-inch front wheel, but you know, niggles, yeah. There's some niggles, more so with this one, although this one's a lot smoother. Well, not a lot, but it's certainly smoother, and possibly got more pull from the low and mid range than the first one. Although this one seems a bit more buzzy at the top end. Would I have another one? Yeah. I hope I don't have to do that though, at least for not for many thousands of miles. I've changed, I think it's this one, the tyre pressures kept going down, not flat, but kept dropping fairly rapidly over about a couple of weeks, dropping more than about 1 or 2 pounds, you know, like 5 or more, and I thought that's a bit odd. So what I did, I changed the valve inserts, and I checked the tyre pressures today. I didn't have to change the front tyre pressure at all, didn't have to pump that up, but I did the back. It was only a pound down. I thought, well, I'll do it, you know. I've got this rather decent push bike, little, well, it can be a stand pump. I forget the proper term for them, but it can also be a little handheld one. Yeah, it takes quite a few strokes to get up, say, 4 or 5 psi, but it's handy, very good, decent quality. It was about 25 quid, but it does not take up much room. Oh, and if you hadn't heard, the Welsh National Rally 2021, that has been cancelled. And if you hadn't had your refund back and you want to donate it to the air ambulance, then you can do that. Just go on the Clive MCC website, you'll be able to find out all about that. It is a shame, but you know, it's not unexpected, is it? At the moment, the English National Rally, the main one in July, don't know if you're going to get an extra one in September, but the main one, that's still a possibility, because that's still quite a way away, so we'll have to wait and see, of course. Straight after running her for about an hour, mostly on tick over, which is like 1100 RPM, the battery was showing 12.4, and about 45 minutes later it was showing about 12.2. so I think it is a more modern battery. I don't think it's anything too fancy though. But I was down at Hitchcock's. I'm not sure whether it was with this one or the first Himalayan. it might have been anyway. It wasn't last year, so it's at least sort of 15 months ago, I suppose, maybe more. I was talking about the batteries because I was thinking about changing the battery to a new one just to save a bit of weight, and if it was a little bit smaller, easier to get out, but we'll see about that. They say that they all seem to do it and they haven't been able to find out why. I'll be disconnecting the battery later anyway, and we'll take it from there. But yeah, just a shopping trip today, and we expect rather a full load in the panniers and probably the rucksack. Ixcox do have the parts for the oil leak down the left hand side crankcase area. They did have them, and that was about a month ago when I checked, and I think it's going to be about 45 quid, something like that, for the parts. And I inquired, I think it was last time I rung up to chase up the parts with the dealer, and they said they are open to doing something, potentially like reimbursing me for the parts, and of course they can fit them, and they are genuine parts, so shouldn't be an issue, should they? Ring, ring, ring. Do you like my two-stroke? Well folks, I think we got the weight just about balanced right in the panniers. We've got the lighter stuff in a rucksack to save me shoulders, and we may just have room, with a little bit of manoeuvring around, we may just have room for something a little shall we say, refreshing from the well, one local brewery, but we'll see. One thing I've just remembered is the cutting out issue, which I don't think has been updated in the video series. For any case, the short story, she kept cutting out, thought it was the side stand switch. In the end, after much deliberation and umming and ahhing, Royal Enfield said, do us a favour and change whichever relay it was. Hey presto. So yeah, she's running lovely, and you know, I topped up the little Lextech booster pack a little bit. I didn't have time to fully charge it because it takes probably about 3 or 4 hours from flat to fully charged, but I got it near enough halfway, and I thought, I hope I'd have to use it, and I didn't. She fired up a dream. I think that is it, folks. I'm on my way to the post office, and then it'll be home, disconnect the battery, and put all the shopping away. Anyway, bye for now, folks. See you again, well, soonish.